Oh, hey everyone! Welcome to the Surebonder Studios. My name is Jennifer. I am super excited you guys are here. You may have noticed I was enraptured by this amazing travel journal. And today I'm going to actually show you how you can create your own so you can fill it with your own amazing adventures. So let's get crafting. For today's video, we're going to be using the Surebonder Essentials high temp 40-watt glue gun, and it does take the full-size glue stick, so we're going to be using the clear sticks. All the products that you see on the table will be listed in the description box below. Since our journal cover is 8 by 11, we're going to need to cut our cardstock paper down, and cardstock is going to be great because it's a heavier paper. So I went ahead and cut this to 9 3/4 by 7 1/2 so it fits nicely within our book. So all we need to do now is take our paper and fold it in half long ways. You can decide how many pages you want in your journal, but I do suggest when you start nesting the paper together, so just putting one piece of paper inside the other, you keep it to about 5 sheets, otherwise it gets too thick. So each little grouping of nested paper, you want it to be 5 sheets. So now that those are all nice and nested, we're going to move on to the cover. For our covers, we're actually going to be doing a little upcycling, and I'm going to take these 2 small notebooks, and we've got this great cardboard on the back, which is the perfect size. So I'm just going to peel that off with all my muscles off the back here. All right, now that we have our cardboard, we're just going to remove the extra paper that's on them. And you just want to make sure you don't have any staples left in it. Okay, so now we're going to create the basis for the journal. So we have our 2 pieces of cardboard, and then I've gone ahead and cut out just a piece of fabric that is about 2.5 inches wide, and it is the length of our journal cover. Then I went ahead and marked in 1 inch so that I know where I'm going to be attaching the cover. So essentially, this is the spine of our book, and that is where we're going to be binding our pages through. So all we need to do is lay our fabric down, run the glue right along the fabric there, just a very thin amount of glue, all within that marked area. I'll line it up with my markings and press. And then we're going to repeat that on this side. Then we're going to mark where we place our holes for the binding. You just want to make sure that you're leaving about a 1/2 inch between each of the sets of bindings. Now we also need to transfer those markings onto our folded paper. Now here's a hack though, for those of you that don't want to get out the ruler, you don't want to math again, all you have to do is take your folded papers and fold them in the opposite direction. Oh no. And then you're just going to lay it down next to our journal. And basically you just want to line it up so the papers are how they're going to sit inside the journal. And then just transfer the markings. Now we're going to take one of my favorite things, the owl punch, and we're simply going to punch through where we've marked those holes. Now we're going to do the same thing on the paper. So now we're going to take our papers, our cover, and our cording, and we're going to start to stitch this through. So we're going to start with the back of the journal itself, and I'm just going to lay the cording on top of my first hole, and then taking my owl and using that to help me push that through to get things started. This can take a little bit, so don't get too frustrated with it. And then we're going to weave it through the paper as well. What's going to happen while you're threading your cording through is that the cording is going to actually start to fray and be really hard to get through. So here's a little tip for you. Cut off the frayed section and take your glue gun and just put the barest hint of glue on the end. And disclaimer, never want to touch hot glue. So if you have a silicone pad, you can just kind of roll it a little bit, and that should stop it from fraying. Then I'm just going to give it a nice pull so everything's nice and taut. And then I'm just going to tie a knot. Do it one more time. It's all that page turning. You gotta make sure, because you're gonna make a page turning journal, right? Cut off the excess. And then what I like to do is I like to take my glue gun and just give a dot of glue on each of the knots. It's gonna make sure, extra sure, that our pages don't fall apart. So we're just gonna set this off to dry while we prepare our bookmark. I'm just gonna take a length of ribbon, probably longer than it needs to be. It'll be really, really cute to hang some beads on this and a little charm. Since our beads are a little small and our ribbon is, even though it is the thinnest ribbon ever, is a little bit thicker, what I'm gonna try to do is I'm just gonna hold my bead up and I'm gonna use this little wire to apparently just play sports with my beads. This is literally a case of like working with what you got. Look at that, pops through the other side. And then we just pull our wire out. All right, so I have my beads on there. And then I found, you guys are gonna die, it's so cute. This really cute, like vintagey looking plain, perfect for a travel theme. So I'm just going to thread that onto our ribbon. And we're going to tie a knot at the bottom and then trim off the tail on the knot. And we're going to work on the inside of it. So we want to close our book. So we're looking at the front cover and we're going to be placing a magnetic clasp on. So we simply want to eyeball where we want that. It's going to be about 4 inches because our length is 8. So right in the center. And then we're going to place that down and just put pressure. We're bringing back our journal and our journal cover. So what I'm first going to do is actually fold this cover in half, like so. And really this is just so I can find the center point. And I'm just going to use my pen and mark my center. So we're just going to lay our book right on top of our cover. You just kind of want to make sure it's pretty even. Lay that down. Then we're going to move the pages out of the way. And we're just going to place a strip of glue down the side. And we're going to fold over the edge. I'm just going to place some pressure down on that until it fully bonds. Then we're going to go to the opposite side and do the same. And then we're going to do the corners. So we're simply going to fold in the corners and then place a dollop of glue. Quick note, if you're like me and you like to lay everything out while you're doing things, make sure that you remove your bookmark from your journal before finishing up your gluing. Okay, so now before we glue our first pages down to the covers, we want to do a couple things. First of which is to actually attach our bookmark. So I'm just going to lay this out to make sure it looks good, it has a good length to it. And then I'm going to wrap it around my pages. And then I'm going to fold my pages out of the way. So now I'm just going to be gluing the ribbon right down to the fabric spine. Perfect. Open up my pages and then I'm going to push down so we get a nice bond. And then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take a little strip that I cut to be the clasp for our magnet. And first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my other magnet, and there's a plus side and a minus side, and you want to make sure your magnets are actually, you know, forming a relationship and not repelling each other. So make sure you've got the right side. And then I'm just going to place that right down on top of it. Place a dollop of glue. Take my piece of fabric, place it right over that. Then I'm going to lift up my pages. I'm going to wrap my clasp around, and then I'm going to lift up the magnet. That will make sure that our clasp, where we attach it on the back, is exactly where it needs to be. So I'm just going to fold this back, a little bit glue. I'm going to fold it in the other direction, a little bit glue. What, you guys don't sing the little bit of glue song every time you put down a little bit of glue? Strange. Now we're going to take a lot of bit of glue and we're just going to go right across the back of our cardboard. Right? This gun is great because it's so flexible. You can get a lot of glue for a little bit of bigger projects, a little bit of glue for those little bit of glue songs. And then I'm just gonna press down. I'm gonna do that on the front cover as well. Close that up. Oh my gosh, how cute does it look already? But we're not done. Oh no, we are not done. So I've got these really cute little stickers from, I think it's like the scrapbooking section of my craft store. And I thought these would be great for our journal. Oh, how great does that look? Doesn't it make you want to go somewhere and write your adventures? Oh, no, seriously, guys. This journal is amazing. And let us know in the comment section below what you thought of today's craft. As well, let us know where your favorite place to travel to in the world is. And of course, if you make this or any other creation, we would love to see it. So make sure you hashtag us as SV Maker Family. And if you want to see even more great crafts like this, make sure you're subscribed to our YouTube channel. And if you'd like to, follow us on all our social media as Surebonder. We hope you guys have a great day and keep on crafting.